Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome first and foremost to the London Project, but welcome also to the 2021 Arabian and African Hospitality Investment Conference Advisory Board reception. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but it's the ADIC knees up right here at the London Project 2021. Tonight, the London Project hosts some of the true influencers in the world of hotels, hospitality, and of course the hotel industry as a whole. The real power brokers at the very forefront of the ongoing development of the industry. Those that are poised to deliver some pretty amazing projects and experiences to guests, and of course those all important, lest we forget, returns to the important investors. So what we're going to do over the course of the next hour or so is meet some of those movers and shakers, some of the industry leaders tonight on what is a very special edition of the London Project video interview series. And we start with a very, very special guest. An absolute pleasure to be joined from our broadcast position down here at the London Project by the founder and the CEO of Innovate. Jalil Mekouar joins us live here from our position. Jalil, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, how are you? All well? It's a busy time of year. ATM going on just down the road. A lot happening, but all well with you?
All good, thank you. I'm absolutely extremely ecstatic to be here. I have been away for 421 days. I feel like I've been locked up. Was in Canada for 421 days. Beautiful country, but I couldn't wait to come back. So I'm very, very excited to be back in the heart of the action.
Talking of the heart of the action, you were part of the AHEC advisory board a little earlier on. You can hear the gang behind us there enjoying some of the food down here at the London Project. Biggest takeaway from the advisory board meeting today for you?
Biggest takeaway is, first of all, it was amazing to be back with all the industry colleagues. I think there was such a hunger to contribute and to bring in new ideas. I think there's a great need for the industry to come together. I think there's this togetherness that Jonathan and his team have been able to really foster. And you could feel that. You could feel, I've attended and I've been part of the AHIC advisory board for more than a decade now. And I really feel that was really very, very powerful today, that people really wanted to come together and bring in this new, fresh approach to things. I think we all need sort of a revival, and it starts with a revival of ourselves and the way we contribute to those events.
Like you say, nice to get together after what has been a very tough time for the industry.
Yes.
Nice also to have one in the diary for later on this year, September of this year. Are you looking forward to that? Will things have changed much by then?
I think things will continue to change by then. I think things have changed already in the last 1 year. There's been a reckoning on a number of things. One of them is, how do we transform our industry? Could we really sort of get reborn from our ashes in the same way as we used to do business for the last decades? The answer is probably no. Probably we need to do things differently, and we are very much looking forward to AHIC to be sort of the catalyst of that change. So yes, I think the summer here will be here to sort of maybe inspire people to think, okay, how can we do things differently? And today Jonathan asked us all to contribute and say, how can we transform AHIC? And that's really brave on him, right? He's the conference organizer. We're sort of looking up to him to find the right topics, and he's basically saying, tell us how you want us to transform our AHIC, because hospitality needs to transform itself. So very much looking forward to that transformation.
Let's move away from the event itself and to an overview on the industry as a whole as well. I'm putting you in a difficult position here because, as you said, these are rather intriguing and uncharted times for many of us. But what are your predictions for the industry for the rest of 2021? And let's expand that a little to 2022.
So the one thing, before answering the question, the one thing that is really so specific to this particular crisis, which is unlike others, and I've lived in Asia, in the Middle East, in Europe, in North and South America, different crisis. What's different in this crisis is that there was nowhere to hide and nowhere to pivot, geographically or from a business line or from a positioning or anything like that. In other crises, if you were, the SARS was very much located here and much more of an impact there, so you could sort of pivot in a way, try to find ways to pivot. Oh, my key feeder market is not coming from Asia anymore, let me tap into that market, and so on and so forth. Here was a total shutdown of everything, every channel, everywhere. So where do you go? You can't go anywhere, right? You can't, like, from a business perspective. So I think that really pushed that pretty much against the the wall and say, well, now what? Now we have to really find out when we restart, how do we restart? So I think that's what's so different. And that's gonna take working together. You know, there is this working together between the owners, the investors, the operators, and I don't think it's the sort of the model or the motto of operators versus owners versus this. I think it has to be all together. How can we make this work? And that's going to take a little bit of learning, a little bit of discovery, and a little bit of sort of building different type of trust and relationship. And I really don't know how is that going to pan out. But
so more collaboration than competition. In
my view, it's a lot more collaboration. It's good to have healthy competition, but I think it needs to be around sort of collaboration. Yes, I think so.
Listen, I'm not going to keep you for much longer because I want you to get back to the food, otherwise it will be finished down here. But just want to get your thoughts finally on great to see new openings and new openings on the horizon, none more so than the Ain, in which of course we are conducting these interviews at the moment. Your first time up here on Blue Waters Island, set to be a new hotspot for hospitality, do you think, in Dubai?
Big time, yes, big time. I've heard so much about it. I'm so excited to be here discovering it. It just creates a very, very different vibe. You can see it from the moment you walk in, even outside. So I think it's going to be its own ecosystem within Dubai, and certainly a very exciting one.
Really appreciate your time this evening. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.